Morning everyone, thank you for coming to watch. I've got an update for you guys today on your big ice storm that's going to be moving through the central U.S. and then your snow that's been moving through the northeast this morning. We have a pretty extended update today for you guys, but it's going to be pretty good for you guys to get all this information. We've got a lot of new information on your model runs and what's to expect when it comes to your ice totals and your snow totals. So we're going to start things off with your alerts. And you can see that it's pretty messy out there. You have some freezing fog advisories that go out for a lot of Florida, all of Georgia, most of South Carolina, a lot of North Carolina. This goes for southern areas of southern Alabama, southern Mississippi, and then southeastern Louisiana. You have your winter storm warnings out here for central Texas. Then you have your winter weather advisories that go out all the way into West Virginia. I think this will actually go a little bit farther south. So now you're going to consider central Mississippi and possibly even central Alabama in this big risk for that winter weather. So you could definitely see some winter weather advisories come out and be posted for the areas where my mouse are. So we also have this ice storm warning. This goes out for central Arkansas and western Tennessee. You also have a tiny few areas of Texas in this ice storm warning as well. This goes out for 4 counties. But then most of this winter storm warning is located in central Texas. But that's pretty much it. You have these wind chill advisories up here in the north as they are actually getting the first round of this Arctic blast. Then is actually going to be blasting down south into parts of the northeast. So we're going to be taking a look at first what's been happening in the northeast for the past few hours. So we have this line of snow that's been moving through, and it's been giving pretty much just a dusting to New York City, Boston, Rhode Island, and Connecticut. So that's pretty much what's been happening this morning for all these areas, but it's going to melt pretty fast, so should be gone by the end of today, but you're going to get another round of snow. If this plays, yeah, we're going to get another round of snow. So this is around the middle of the night tonight, and you get another round of snow that moves through New York City around 3 a.m. And that's going to continue for an hour or two before moving out. So it should be it should stop snowing by 6 a.m. So if any of you wake up really early for work or anything, then you should have some pretty clear skies out there. But it's going to be pretty cold after this round of snow moves through, because your low pressure from your storm that moved through Virginia and West Virginia has actually made it all the way out into the Atlantic. So you should have some pretty clear skies out there by tomorrow. So we continue this, and you don't really get much more precipitation showing. But then you get another storm that's going to come up. This one's actually from the ice storm that's been impacting Arkansas and the central U.S. So this comes up, bringing Ohio some snow, West Virginia getting some snow, Kentucky, I would say the northern tip of Kentucky could get some snow from this one, but I wouldn't say any farther south than that. You could get another band of snow that could move through central Kentucky, and some ice possible too. But that moves out, and then you get pretty much just rain. Like, you don't get much snow. This moves through Delaware, giving pretty much just rain. So Baltimore, all rain. So I mean, it's gonna be a pretty rainy day by I guess this would be Thursday. So it's going to be pretty wet, considering that it's only been cloudy for the past few days, but we'll get some clouds breaking and some sunshine in this little area or this time frame, I should say, when we have this high pressure in after your snowfall. So, just something to watch for the Northeast. We're going to be taking a look at your snowfall totals. This one goes out, and I'm going to put this out for 60 hours. So you should be done with both storms. One, your ice storm that moved through just south of the I-95 corridor, and then your two bands of snowfall. So this would be, I would say, from the one that's about to come through tonight, I would say you should expect up to an inch. I mean, I know you do have 2 inches of snow. I mean, I guess you could say that 2 inches of snow could fall, but I would say 2 inches at most. It's unlikely, too. We're going to go to Long Island, and you can see Long Island topping off at an inch. You get 2 inches actually showing up here. So, excuse me, I'm wrong about that. That is up to 2 inches of snow for eastern Long Island. Then you go southern New Jersey, and you have 4 inches of snow topping off around there. Delaware and Washington, D.C., you got 2 inches of snow, that kind of area. You got Virginia topping off at 1, maybe a little tiny pocket at 2 in east central Virginia, and then West Virginia topping off at 4. Gonna get a pretty nice winter storm for you guys. It's gonna look pretty nice, getting a few inches of snow on the ground up there. Then then upstate New York, you're getting up to 4 inches of snow. So again, it's something to watch that could change. It's unlikely to change, just a few rounds of snow showers. That's going to move through, giving these areas in the Northeast a few inches of snow. So that's pretty much what the main idea is going to be with this storm. We're going to be taking a look at your ice storm. We are now going to be really diving into this and really just following the latest updates on this storm, just because right now it's pretty much at its peak, considering that you have some pretty heavy rain that's moving through southern Arkansas at the moment, and then you've got your ice and your sleet mixing together in northern Arkansas. You have in southern Missouri, you have a little bit of snow showing up here, so snow mixing with some sleet. This could be heavy at times, especially for southern Illinois. I would say for southern Illinois it'd be more snow, but then it would quickly change back to some sleet. So a wet snow for southern Illinois and Missouri, but I would say for northern Arkansas it's just going to be all sleet and freezing rain. So we're going to continue this throughout the day, and it doesn't stop, You continue seeing that sleet and that freezing rain kind of just sticking with this little cutoff for your low temperatures and your high temperatures. So I would say the cutoff should be cutting right through the border between northern Arkansas and then central Oklahoma. So that's going to be pretty much the gist of it. And then you see this continues into parts of Tennessee, giving a pretty nasty winter storm. I think that there's obviously going to be a lot more ice storm warnings expanded into counties farther east in excuse me, in Tennessee. But I think that's what's going to be happening in the next few hours, or anytime today. So that's your first wave of it. You got another wave that's going to bring a little bit more snow. So you'll see a little bit more snow in Arkansas, a little bit more sleet. So some very wet snow also will move through the boot heel of Missouri. And that also moves into Tennessee, bringing a little bit more rain because you have a little bit farther east, you have a little bit warmer temperatures. And then your last wave will move through central Texas, giving a massive ice storm to central Texas. This one is where you're going to see the most ice accumulations on these roads. I do think that their ice storm warning is going to get upgraded for sure in central Texas, because it's not only going to sleet at first, but it's also going to it's going to have a lot of freezing rain, which is going to be pretty dangerous considering that you're going to have wet snow on the ground, and that's all going to freeze on top of the fact that you're going to have up to like half an inch of freezing rain. So it's a very dangerous setup, and it's something that you're going to have to watch for the next few days, meaning the next 1 or 2 days is when this is going to be impacting at its worst. So that moves out finally around the 2nd. So this would be, let's see, this would be Thursday, I think. You will definitely see a lot more rain than freezing rain. You have almost maybe looking like some thunderstorms that could possibly move through. I know this is definitely not going to be severe just because you had a major winter storm move through, but you will definitely have some thunderstorms, meaning that you could hear some rumbles of thunder, but lightning's not really, I guess, likely, but you could also have some thunder sleet and thunder snow with these storms that are moving through right now. So any of you in like central Arkansas and then maybe central Texas or Oklahoma, that's really the option for that thunder sleet. But that's going to be when the sleet is heaviest, so it's probably going to be a little later in the day. But that's pretty much the end of this model run. I just want to tell you guys what's going to happen because we can't really look at it because we don't have enough model run time left. So it's going to continue throughout Thursday, and then you're going to get a little bit more ice in Kentucky here, and then possible ice in Tennessee, but it's unlikely. So really you'll have some showers and thunderstorms in these areas. So that's what's going to be happening after 7 a.m. on Thursday. So Thursday morning into afternoon, and then eventually evening and Thursday night. So we're going to be taking a look at your ice totals, and you can see it's pretty dangerous out there. You have 0.9, so you have an inch of ice in southern Arkansas now. So before this even happened, you had all your major ice accumulations were like right here, and they've just plummeted down south here. So now you're all the way down into areas south of Little Rock, and then you have ice accumulations up to an inch of ice on the ground. So that is very dangerous ice, and the problem with that is that you have those motorists traveling at night, trying to get home from work on these roadways, but it's icy. So you have, first of all, it's dark because, it's dark. It gets darker early in the winter, but also you can't see the ice because it's black ice. So when you have conditions when it's dark and you have black ice, and maybe even it's sleeting like extremely heavily, you have major problems, and drivers can't really see that well. So it's a lot of reduced visibility here, and this doesn't just go for Arkansas. This goes for Mississippi, getting 0.71 inches of ice. Then you're going to central Texas, you get a little bit less than half an inch, but you're still getting that major accumulation, almost half an inch of ice here. You're going to Oklahoma, it's pretty much the same deal. You got half an inch of ice in southern Oklahoma. I mean, I could go everywhere and just show you the exact ice accumulations, but I just want you to, kind of just get the idea that it's going to be pretty icy out there. The roads are, at this point, there's no way that the roads aren't going to be icy. But I know right now it's not terrible, but it's going to get worse fast. So just watch out for this ice that's going to be accumulating on those roadways very rapidly. We're going to look at what's ahead and the latest GFS model as of this morning. So we're just going to kind of show what's going to be moving through in the next few days, and then like what's going to be happening in the next week or two. So you get your first storm that moves out, you get your second or your last round of ice that's going to be moving through central Texas. That's your big one for Oklahoma and Texas that moves out. A little rainstorm for the southeast, so the Carolina coast could have some rain from that one. And then you're pretty dry considering how much precipitation has been falling in the past few hours. But you get another Clipper-like system that could come through the the Northeast, and this brings some snow to upstate New York, Maine, New Hampshire, Vermont. This does become a new low pressure. This low pressure will actually take over this system, and they will connect, bringing a pretty nasty rainstorm for you guys out there on the Carolina coast. It doesn't stop, and it moves out into the Atlantic, stays a little bit farther out to sea, so you might not have as much precipitation along the Carolinas if you had the low pressure located a little bit farther inland. So if that changes and it moves a little bit farther west, then a lot more rain could fall here. So we're going to continue to watch that, and I think in the next update I might include those rainfall totals if we can get that, considering that it's so far out, because this is actually the 5th, and we're not even into February yet, so, just something to watch and something that we're going to continue to watch. Here comes a low pressure system from Canada that's going to give some rain into parts of Texas and Oklahoma, and this kind of becomes a little line of rain that kind of forms its own low pressure down here, and then becomes its own U.S. winter storm, giving a lot of rain and possible severe weather event to the south central. I mean, I know it's so many days out, but it's just something to watch. And then that moves out, bringing the Dakotas a lot of snow. This also goes for Iowa, Minnesota, and Wisconsin. So that's a winter storm to watch. You get another low that could pop off the coast here. We don't get one. It's still taken over by the same low pressure from that possible severe weather event, same storm. That moves out, going to the northeast, a little dusting of snow. Here comes another major system that's going to give Iowa now all-out winter storm. So this one looking like it's going to be a little bit more central. So all of Minnesota getting this one, all of Iowa, and then pretty much, I guess you could say, all of Illinois in this one as well. And that finally moves out of the north central. You get another rainstorm down here in the south. But it's just a pretty active pattern that's going to be impacting many areas this week into next week. So that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, like, share, comment, subscribe if you're not subscribed to the channel. But just keep watching that ice storm and just keep watching those road conditions out there and stay safe out there. So catch you guys in the next one, and we'll see you later.